Hey, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here today.
Me too. I was really looking forward to this one. Today's topic is something I actually think about a lot.
Yeah, same. We're talking about study habits today, how to build them, how to keep them, and why it's so hard sometimes.
It is hard. I mean, we all say, I'm going to study every day, and then we don't.
Exactly. We say it, but then life happens. You're tired, you're busy, you just don't feel like it.
Right, and then you feel bad about it. Like, why can't I just be more disciplined?
Oh, that feeling is so common. But you know what? I think the problem is not discipline. I think the problem is how we start.
What do you mean by that?
Well, most people try to do too much at the beginning. Like they say, I'm going to study for 2 hours every day. And that sounds great, but 2 hours is a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I did that once. I made this big plan. 2 hours of English every day. Vocabulary, grammar, listening, everything.
And how did it go?
I lost it about 3 days.
3 days. See? That's very normal. You were too ambitious.
Ambitious. That's a good word. It means you want to do a lot, right?
Yes, ambitious means you have big goals, big dreams, and that's good. But when it comes to habits, starting too big can actually hurt you.
Interesting. So what should people do instead?
Start small, really small, like almost embarrassingly small.
Embarrassingly small? What does that mean?
It means start so small that you almost feel silly, like instead of 2 hours every day, just do 5 minutes.
5 minutes? That sounds like nothing.
I know, that's the point. 5 minutes is easy. You can't say no to 5 minutes. You can't say, I don't have time for 5 minutes.
That's true. Even on a really busy day, I have 5 minutes.
Exactly. And here's the secret. Once you start, you usually keep going. You do your 5 minutes and then you think, okay, maybe five more.
Oh, that happens to me with YouTube videos sometimes. I say just one video and then suddenly it's been 2 hours.
Yes, same idea. Starting is the hardest part. Once you start, it gets easier.
So the habit is really about starting, not about how long you study.
Yes, the habit is the action of sitting down and opening your book, or pressing play on a podcast, or whatever you do to study. That action, that moment of starting, that's what you're building.
I never thought about it that way. I always thought a habit was about doing something for a long time.
That's a really common misunderstanding. People think if I study for 2 hours, that's a good habit. But actually, if you can just start every day, even for 5 minutes, that's the habit.
So it's more about consistency than length.
Exactly. Consistency means doing it regularly, every day, or almost every day. That's more powerful than doing 2 hours once a week.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, if you go to the gym once a week for 2 hours, it's not as good as going every day for 20 minutes.
Perfect example. Yes, the body, the brain, they both respond better to regular, smaller doses than to big, occasional bursts.
Doses, like medicine?
Yeah, kind of. Small doses of practice every day. Your brain learns better that way.
Okay, so we start small, we focus on consistency. What else?
The next thing is really important. You need to attach your new habit to something you already do.
What do you mean attach it?
So think about your day. What do you do every single day without thinking? Maybe you drink coffee in the morning. Maybe you brush your teeth. Maybe you take the train to work.
Yeah, I do all of those things every day.
Perfect. Now you take one of those things and you put your study habit right next to it. Like after I drink my morning coffee, I will study English for 5 minutes.
Oh, so you're connecting it to something you already do.
Yes, this is called habit stacking. You're stacking a new habit on top of an old one.
Habit stacking. I like that. It sounds very organized.
It works really well because the old habit is already strong. You don't forget to drink your coffee, right?
Never. I would be very sad without my morning coffee.
So, if your study habit lives right next to your coffee, you're more likely to remember it. The coffee reminds you.
That's smart. So what's your personal habit stock? What do you attach your studying to?
For me, it's my commute. I take the subway to work, and that's when I listen to podcasts. So my learning happens during that time. I don't have to decide to study. I just get on the train and press play.
Oh, that's brilliant. You're using time that would just be wasted anyway.
Exactly. That time on the subway, I'm not doing anything useful, so I use it to learn. And because I take the subway every day, I practice every day.
I should do that. I drive to work though. Can I still listen to something?
Absolutely. Driving is actually great for listening. You can't look at your phone, but you can listen. Put on a podcast or an audiobook or English radio.
I used to listen to music. Maybe I should switch to English podcasts.
You don't have to switch completely, maybe just a few times a week at first. 1 or 2 days, you listen to English instead of music.
That's manageable. Yeah, I can do that.
And manageable is a key word. Everything about building a habit should feel manageable. Not too hard, not too easy, just right.
Like Goldilocks.
Exactly like Goldilocks. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Okay, so we have starting small, being consistent, and habit stocking. What about when you just really don't want to study? Like you've had a terrible day, you're exhausted, and the last thing you want to do is open a textbook.
Ah, yes, the I really don't want to days. Those are the most important days, actually.
Really? Why?
Because those are the days that build the habit. When it's easy, anyone can do it. But when it's hard and you do it anyway, that's when the habit becomes strong.
Okay, but that sounds hard. Give me some practical advice. What do I actually do on those bad days?
On those days, you lower the bar even more. Remember how we said start with 5 minutes?
Yeah?
Well, on a bad day, you do 2 minutes, you do 1 minute. You literally just open your book, read one sentence, and close it. That counts.
One sentence? That really counts?
Yes, because you showed up. You kept the habit alive. You didn't break the chain.
Break the chain. What does that mean?
Oh, it's a famous idea. You think of your habit like a chain. Every day you study, you add a link to the chain. The chain gets longer and longer. And then, one day, you miss. You break the chain.
And then you feel bad.
Right. And here's the thing. Missing one day is okay. The problem is when you miss 2 days, because 2 days starts to feel like a pattern.
So missing once is fine, but missing twice is the danger zone.
Yes, the rule I like is never miss twice. 1 day off is rest. 2 days off is a habit dying.
Never miss twice. I'm gonna remember that.
It's simple but powerful. Life happens. You get sick, you travel, things come up. That's fine. But the next day, you come back, even if it's just for 2 minutes.
Okay, so we're allowed to have bad days. We just can't let one bad day become two bad days.
Exactly. You're allowed to be human. You're allowed to have off days. The habit doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to survive.
That's actually really comforting because I always thought if I miss a day, I've failed, and then I just give up.
That's all or nothing thinking, and it's very, very common. People think if I can't do it perfectly, there's no point.
I definitely think like that sometimes.
But that thinking is your enemy when it comes to habits. Perfect is the enemy of good. A habit that's 80% consistent is so much better than no habit at all.
80%. So like if I study 5 days out of 7, that's good?
That's excellent. That's a strong habit. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be mostly consistent.
I feel better already. Okay, let me ask you something different. What about motivation? Because sometimes I feel very motivated to study and other times zero motivation. How do I deal with that?
Okay, this is really important, and I think it will change how you think about studying. Ready?
Ready.
Don't wait for motivation.
Don't wait for it? But I need it. Without motivation, I don't want to do anything.
I know, but here's the truth. Motivation comes after you start, not before.
Wait, say that again?
Motivation comes after you start. When you're sitting on the couch thinking, I should study, you won't feel motivated. But once you start studying, the motivation appears.
Is that really true? That sounds too simple.
Try it. Next time you don't feel like studying, just open your book. Just start. Don't think about it. Just start the action and see what happens after 2 or 3 minutes.
I think I've experienced that actually. Like when I go for a run. I never want to start, but once I'm running, I feel good.
Exactly the same thing. Action creates motivation, not the other way around.
So instead of waiting to feel ready, I just start anyway.
Yes, and this is why the 2 minute rule is so useful. You're not deciding to study for an hour, you're just deciding to start. Just start for 2 minutes, that's all.
And usually you keep going.
Usually, not always. Sometimes you do 2 minutes and you really are done, and that's okay. But most of the time, 2 minutes becomes 10, 10 becomes 20.
Because you're already in the mode. Your brain has switched into study mode.
Yes, getting into the mode is the hard part. Once you're there, staying is easy.
Okay, this is all making a lot of sense. What about environment? Does where you study matter?
Oh, hugely. Environment is maybe the most underrated part of building a habit.
Underrated. That means people don't think about it enough.
Yes, people don't talk about it enough, but it makes a huge difference. Your environment can make your habit easy or very, very hard.
Give me an example.
Okay, imagine you want to study English every morning, but every morning your phone is right next to you, full of notifications, messages, social media, news. Which do you think will win, the textbook or the phone?
The phone. Almost always the phone.
Right, so you have to design your environment to make the good choice easier. Put the phone in another room, put your English book on the kitchen table, right where you eat breakfast.
So when you sit down to eat, the book is right there.
Yes, you don't have to find it. You don't have to decide. It's just there. And that little bit of convenience makes it more likely you'll open it.
So make the good habit easy and the distractions harder.
Exactly. You're designing your environment to support your habit. Like if you want to run in the morning, sleep in your running clothes.
Sleep in your running clothes? That's extreme.
It sounds extreme, but it removes one barrier. When you wake up, you don't have to find your clothes, change, get ready. You're already ready, so there's one less reason to skip.
I guess every barrier you remove makes it more likely you'll actually do it.
Yes, your future self is often lazy. Your future self is tired, so your present self needs to make things easy for your future self.
Okay, I love that. Set things up now so future you has no excuses.
No excuses. That's the goal.
What about a study space? Do you need a special place to study?
Having a specific place helps a lot. It doesn't have to be a special room. It can be a corner of your kitchen table. It can be a specific chair. It can be a spot in a cafe.
Like that's your study spot.
Yes, and over time, when you sit in that spot, your brain knows, oh, this is study time. It almost switches into study mode automatically.
Like how when I get into bed, I feel sleepy, even if I wasn't tired before.
Perfect example. Your brain connects that place with that activity. It's a mental trigger. The place triggers the behavior.
So I should choose one place and always study there.
As much as possible, yes. Consistency of place helps build consistency of habit.
What if your home is noisy, like you have a family, kids, roommates? It's hard to find a quiet spot.
That's a real challenge, and many people face it. A few things can help. One is headphones. Even if you're not listening to anything, putting on headphones signals to people around you, I'm busy.
The headphone signal. I know exactly what that means.
Everyone does. It's a universal sign for please don't disturb me.
What else?
You can study at unusual times, very early in the morning before everyone wakes up, or late at night after everyone is asleep, or during a lunch break at work.
I've heard of people who wake up at 5 in the morning just to have quiet time.
Yes, and I know that sounds terrible to some people.
It sounds terrible to me. I am not a morning person.
Me neither, honestly, but some people find it's the only time they truly have to themselves, and for those people, it works beautifully.
What if you're really not a morning person, like me?
Then find your time. Some people are sharpest at night, some people are best in the afternoon. The best time to study is the time that works for you.
So there's no one correct time.
No, there's only the time that fits your life and your energy. If you're a night person, study at night. If you're a lunch break person, study at lunch.
As long as it's consistent.
As long as it's consistent. Same time, same place, same habit.
Okay, let's talk about something I think a lot of people struggle with, staying focused. Like, even when you sit down to study, your mind wanders. You start thinking about dinner or something that happened at work, or you remember you need to reply to a message.
Oh, the wandering mind. Yes, this is so normal, so human.
It feels bad though. Like you're sitting there and suddenly 10 minutes have passed and you've just been staring at the page.
That happens to everyone, seriously, even very experienced learners, even people who study professionally.
So, what do you do about it?
A few things. First, accept that it happens. Don't fight it too hard. When you notice your mind has wandered, gently bring it back. No judgment. Just, okay, I got distracted, let me come back.
Gently, not like, why am I so bad at this?
Never that. Being harsh with yourself when you get distracted makes it worse. You feel stressed, and then you really can't focus.
That makes sense. So, be kind to your brain when it wanders.
Yes, it's doing what brains do. It's not a failure. Just gently guide it back.
What else helps with focus?
One thing that really helps is removing the option to get distracted. Put your phone face down or in another room. Turn off notifications, close social media on your computer.
So, you literally can't get distracted because the distractions aren't there.
Right. You're making the focused choice the only easy choice. Your phone is across the room. To check it, you have to get up. That little bit of effort is often enough to stop you.
I noticed that when I put my phone in another room, I don't miss it as much as I thought I would.
Out of sight, out of mind. It's a real thing.
Also, I've heard about something called the Pomodoro technique. Is that useful for studying?
Oh, yes, that's a great tool. The Pomodoro technique is simple. You study for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break, then study again.
So you break your study time into chunks.
Yes, and knowing there's a break coming makes it easier to focus. You think, I just have to focus for 25 minutes, then I get a rest. That's much less scary than I have to study for 2 hours.
Much less scary. And it also makes you take breaks, which is important. Your brain needs rest to absorb information.
So breaks aren't wasted time. They're actually part of the learning. Exactly. When you take a break, your brain is still working. It's processing what you just learned, putting it in the right place.
That's fascinating. So if I study for 25 minutes and then take a walk or make tea, my brain is still studying.
In a way, yes. Rest is part of learning. Sleep is part of learning. Your brain consolidates memories during rest and sleep.
Consolidates, puts them together, keeps them?
Yes, consolidate means to make something stronger, more permanent. Your brain takes what you learned and makes it stick.
That's why we're told to sleep after studying, right?
Yes, studying right before bed can actually be very effective because then you sleep and your brain locks in what you learned.
Okay, this is gold. Let me ask you about something else. Tracking habits. Does it help to write down whether you studied or not?
For many people, yes. Tracking creates a sense of accountability. You can see your progress. You can see your streak.
Streak, like how many days in a row you've done something.
Yes, and seeing a long streak is very motivating. You don't want to break it.
I use a habit tracking app sometimes, and yeah, when I see like 12 days in a row, I really don't want to lose that.
That's a powerful feeling, and it's not just psychological. Seeing your streak shows you that you're capable of consistency. You have proof.
Proof that I can do it.
Yes, past success is the best evidence for future success. When you feel like giving up, you look at your tracker and think, I did it for 12 days. I can do one more.
What tools do you use for tracking?
Honestly, it can be as simple as a paper calendar on your wall. Every day you study, you draw an X. After a week, you have a row of X's. It looks satisfying.
Old school, but effective.
Very effective. There's something about writing it down with your hand. It feels more real sometimes than an app.
But apps work too, right?
Absolutely. Whatever you'll actually use. Some people love apps. Some people love paper. Use what makes you happy.
What about rewards? Should I reward myself for studying?
Yes, rewards are really important. Your brain is basically a reward-seeking machine. When you do something and get a reward, your brain remembers it. Oh, that was good. Do that again.
Like dogs, when you give a dog a treat for sitting, they sit more.
Exactly like that. And we're not so different from dogs in that way. Positive reinforcement works on humans too.
So what kind of rewards work?
The reward has to come immediately, not I'll treat myself at the end of the month. That's too far away. Your brain doesn't connect that.
It needs to be right after the studying.
Yes. So after you finish your study session, you do something you enjoy. Maybe you have a snack you like. Maybe you watch an episode of your favorite show. Maybe you go for a short walk.
Something you look forward to.
Yes. And over time, your brain starts to connect the studying with the good feeling that comes after. The studying itself starts to feel more positive.
That's clever. You're basically tricking your brain into liking studying.
A little bit, yes. You're building a positive association.
What if studying itself becomes enjoyable? Like, what if you stop needing a reward?
That happens, and it's a beautiful thing when it does. Once your habit is strong, once you see your progress, the studying itself starts to feel good. You feel proud of yourself. That pride is its own reward.
I've felt that. When I have a conversation in English and I understand everything, I feel amazing. That feeling is like a reward.
That's the ultimate reward. Real results, real progress. That feeling of, I can do this, is incredibly powerful.
So eventually, the external rewards, the snacks and the TV shows, aren't as necessary.
Right. At the beginning, external rewards help you get started. But as you build the habit and see real progress, the internal reward, the pride, the joy of learning, takes over.
Okay, let's talk about something I see a lot. People who are very motivated at the beginning. They buy new notebooks, new pens, they download 10 apps, and then 2 weeks later, nothing.
The fresh start effect and the shiny new object problem.
Yeah, why does that happen?
It's very human. New things are exciting. There's a burst of energy at the beginning. You feel inspired. You feel like this time will be different.
This time I'm really going to do it.
And maybe you do for a week or two, but the excitement fades, the novelty goes away, and then you're left with just the work.
And the work without excitement is hard.
That's exactly the test. That moment when the excitement is gone and it's just the habit. Can you keep going? That's where real consistency is built.
So what do you do when the excitement fades?
First, expect it. Know that it's coming. Don't be surprised when week 3 feels less exciting than week 1.
Normalize it.
Yes, the dip in motivation is normal. Every person who has ever built a habit has felt it. It doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're entering the real part of habit building.
The unsexy middle part.
Exactly. The beginning is exciting. The end, when you have a strong habit and real skills, is amazing. But the middle is just work. And the middle is where most people quit.
So if I can survive the middle, I'll get to the good part.
Yes, and you survive the middle by keeping your habits small enough that it's not a burden. Remember, 5 minutes, 2 minutes on bad days. Just keep showing up.
Show up even when it's boring, even when it doesn't feel productive.
Even then, especially then.
What about when you feel like you're not making progress? Like you've been studying for weeks and you still feel like you don't understand much?
Oh, this is so important. Progress in language learning is often invisible for a long time.
Invisible?
Yes, you're learning, but you can't see it yet. It's happening inside. And then one day, suddenly, something clicks. You understand a conversation you couldn't understand before, or you say something and it just comes out right.
I've had those moments where something suddenly just makes sense.
Those are beautiful moments, and they feel sudden, but they're not. They're the result of all that invisible learning finally appearing on the surface.
Like the iceberg. The big part is hidden under the water. You can't see it, but it's there.
Yes, perfect. Your learning is like an iceberg. Most of it is hidden. You can't see the progress day to day, but it's growing.
So even when it feels like nothing is happening, something is happening.
Something is always happening. Every time you listen to English, even if you only understand 50%, your brain is working. Your ear is getting better.
That's encouraging. I think a lot of learners give up during that invisible phase.
So many do. They think, I've been studying for 3 months and I still can't understand native speakers, and they give up. But 3 months is actually not very long.
How long does it take?
It depends on so many things. Your first language, how much time you spend, what kind of studying you do. But for most people, real fluency takes years.
Years? That sounds discouraging.
It sounds long, but think about it this way. Those years are going to pass anyway. In 2 years, you'll be 2 years older. The question is, will you be 2 years older with better English or 2 years older with the same English?
That's a good perspective. The time passes no matter what.
Exactly. So you might as well use it. In 2 years of daily practice, even just 5 minutes a day adds up to a lot.
Let's do the math. 5 minutes a day, every day, for 2 years.
That's 365 days a year times 2 times 5 minutes. That's 3,650 minutes.
Which is about 60 hours of English practice.
60 hours of listening, speaking, reading, that's a university semester course.
From just 5 minutes a day. That's amazing.
And if you build up to 15 or 20 minutes a day, which is very achievable, you're looking at 180 to 240 hours in 2 years.
That's a lot of English. That really is.
And it didn't require quitting your job or studying all day, just a small, consistent commitment.
Small and consistent. That's the theme of today, isn't it?
Really, yes. Small and consistent beats big and occasional every single time.
Let me ask you about something else. What if you have a goal, like a specific English goal? I want to pass an exam, or I want to get a job in an English-speaking company. Does having a goal help with building the habit?
Having a goal gives you direction and meaning. Why are you doing this? What is it for? When you know the answer to that, it's easier to keep going.
Like on a hard day, you remember why you started.
Yes, I'm doing this because I want to travel, because I want to study abroad, because I want to talk to my colleague in English, because I want to understand my favorite TV show without subtitles.
Those feel personal. They feel real.
The more personal the reason, the more powerful it is. A goal like I want to be fluent is too vague, but I want to call my international clients on the phone without being nervous, that's specific, that's real, that's motivating.
So you should know exactly why you're learning.
Yes, write it down. Put it somewhere you can see it, on your desk, on your phone screen, on your fridge. This is why I'm doing this.
On the days when you don't feel like it, you see your reason.
And sometimes that's enough to push you through.
What if your goal changes? Like maybe you started learning English for work, but now you love it and you just want to keep improving.
That's a wonderful problem to have. It means the habit has become part of who you are. You don't need an external goal anymore. The learning itself is the goal.
Identity, like I am a person who learns English.
Exactly. That's actually one of the most powerful ways to think about habits. Not I want to learn English, but I am someone who learns English.
The difference is small in words, but big in feeling.
Huge difference. I want to implies it's not happening yet. I am someone who implies it's already who you are.
So you're acting from your identity, not just toward a goal.
Yes, and when you think of yourself as a learner, as someone who studies, you're more likely to make choices that fit that identity. I study every day. That's who I am.
Even on bad days, that identity pulls you through.
Right. You think, people like me don't skip. People like me show up even when it's hard.
That's powerful. It's not about willpower, it's about identity.
Exactly. Willpower runs out. Identity is always there.
Okay, let's talk about study methods, because I think a lot of people struggle not just with building the habit, but with what to actually do during their study time.
That's a great point. You can have the perfect habit, but if what you're doing doesn't work for you, you'll lose motivation.
So, what are good study methods for language learners?
First, and this might surprise people, is just listening a lot. Listening to things that are a little bit above your level, but not too hard.
Like this podcast?
Like this podcast, we try to speak clearly and simply, but not unnaturally. This is actually close to real English conversation, and just listening regularly builds your ear over time.
What else?
Reading simple books, graded readers, which are books written specifically for English learners, or children's books, or simple news articles.
I used to feel embarrassed reading children's books as an adult.
Please don't be. Children's books in your target language are excellent learning tools. The vocabulary is core vocabulary. The sentences are clear. The stories are often fun.
I read a children's book in Spanish once, actually, and I understood so much more than I expected.
And that feeling of understanding is wonderful, right? It builds confidence.
Yes, instead of always struggling to understand hard texts, you feel capable.
And that capability is real. You really are understanding real language. It's just in a simpler form.
What about speaking? Is that part of a study habit?
Speaking is trickier to practice alone, but there are ways. You can talk to yourself, describe your day, talk about what you see around you, narrate your life in English.
Like, I am making breakfast. I am putting bread in the toaster.
Yes, out loud. It feels strange at first, but it helps your brain connect the words to real actions.
What about speaking with other people?
That's the ultimate practice, yes. Language exchange partners, conversation classes, online speaking groups, there are many ways to find speaking practice now.
Is there anything that helps you remember vocabulary? Because that's a struggle for a lot of learners.
Spaced repetition. Have you heard of it?
I think so. Something with flashcards?
Yes. Spaced repetition means you review vocabulary at specific intervals. You see a word today, then you see it again in 2 days, then in 5 days, then in 2 weeks. The timing is designed to catch the word just before you forget it.
So you're practicing at exactly the right moment.
Yes, and apps like Anki do this automatically. You just review your flashcards and the app decides when to show you each card.
That sounds very efficient.
It is, but even without an app, reading a lot naturally gives you spaced repetition. You see the same words in different contexts at different times.
Because the same words come up again and again.
Exactly. The most common English words appear very frequently. If you read and listen a lot, you'll encounter them again and again naturally.
So you don't necessarily need to study vocabulary lists.
You don't have to. And actually, learning words in context, in a sentence, in a story, is usually better than learning a list. You learn the word and how to use it at the same time.
That makes sense. When I learned the word consistent today, I understood it because we talked about it in context.
Exactly right. You'll remember consistent because of our conversation, not because you saw it on a list.
Context is king.
Context is everything in language learning.
Okay, we're getting close to the end of our time today. Let me ask you a big question. If someone is listening right now and they have never really had a study habit and they want to start today, what are the 3 most important things to do?
Just 3? That's hard, but okay. Let me think.
Take your time.
First, decide on a tiny habit. Not 2 hours, not even 30 minutes. Something so small you feel almost silly. 5 minutes, even 2 minutes. That's your starting point.
Start small.
Second, connect it to something you already do every day. Drink coffee, study while you drink it. Take the train, listen to English on the train. Use an existing habit as your anchor.
Habit stocking.
Third, do it today, not Monday, not next month, today. Right after this podcast, do your 2 minutes of English. Just start.
Start today. I love that. Don't wait for the perfect moment.
The perfect moment is never coming. Today is always the best day to start.
That's such a good message. And honestly, I feel like everything we talked about today applies not just to learning English, but to any habit. Exercise, eating better, reading more.
Absolutely. The principles of habit building are universal. Small, consistent, connected, and kind to yourself.
Kind to yourself. That's something I think a lot of people forget.
It might be the most important thing. You will miss days, you will have bad weeks, you will feel like you're not progressing, and through all of that, be kind to yourself.
You're learning. It takes time, and that's okay.
That's okay. It's not a race. You're not competing with anyone, just you becoming a little better every day.
A little better every day. I like that a lot.
And one day you look back and you think, wow, look how far I've come.
And that moment must feel incredible.
It feels like everything. All those 5-minute sessions, all those days you didn't want to but did it anyway, it all adds up to something real.
Something real that you built yourself.
Something that nobody can take away from you. Language is like that. Once it's in your brain, it's yours.
I love that. Once it's in your brain, it's yours.
Keep listening, keep learning, keep showing up.
Even on the hard days.
Especially on the hard days.
All right, that feels like a perfect place to end today. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you. Truly, we love making this for you.
If something we said today helped you, share it with a friend who's also learning English.
And remember, small steps every day. That's how you get there.
See you next time.
Take care, everyone.